What a week. Finished the first week of the semester. There's 6 weeks left until In the Heights opens. I could really use a nap.
Hey, didn't you promise a face reveal after hitting 10K subscribers?
Hey everyone, it's Snoopy 7c7 here. As promised, for reaching over 10,000 subscribers, it's time you all finally meet the girl behind the channel. I had this idea to make my face reveal a whole separate video. However, given the track history of YouTubers doing face reveals recently, I'm not gonna go there. So, here we are, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's turn on the camera.
Wrong Snoopy. Over here. That's better. Thank you all so much for the love and support you've given me over the years. I won't keep you for too long, so thank you again for all your love and support. Back to the video.
Now that we have the generic greetings out of the way, I think it's only fitting I answer these questions you so graciously left at my doorstep. Like in my last Q&A, I have divided the questions into 3 categories with a speed round section. We'll start off with personal questions, then move on to MLP, Life's a Breeze, and really just content-related questions. Have a speed round break before ending it off with some miscellaneous questions. Alright, bring on the questions! We're going to start off our Q&A with a little more about me. What software do you use to create your OC? I'll assume you mean what art program I use to draw all my OCs, but just in case, I'll tell you all softwares I use. For artwork, I still use good old Medibang. Recording equipment, I have a Blue Yeti and Audio Technica, or AT2020 for short. And finally, I have a Surface Pro laptop I got back when I first started college. What's your favorite animal? That's a toughie. I honestly want to make a video of my favorite animal crazes, but until then, foxes. A little birdie told me you're a theater girl. How many shows have you been in? And what's your favorite roles you've had so far? Gee, I wonder what gave you that assumption. If we're counting since childhood to now, I've been in 15 productions and currently on show number 16, which just so happens to be my dream musical, In the Heights. It's hard to pick a favorite, but for the sake of a good laugh, I'll have to say Snoopy from A Charlie Brown Christmas Play. Have you seen the Disney shows Amphibia and the Owl House? Def recommend, along with some fan stuff from both fandoms from when you watch both. If you haven't and are interested in watching, would you be able to react to them? Doing reactions could be another branch to add to your channel too. If you want to, that is. I remember watching Amphibia when it first came out on Disney Channel. It was a good series with a pretty good story. As for the Owl House, it's not exactly something I'm into, though I thought it was cool the 2 shows exist in the same universe. As for reactions, I never really considered it, though if it's something you'd be interested in seeing, I'd definitely consider it. How long have you been a YouTuber? And you're so cool and pretty as well. Oh my gosh, you're too sweet. My YouTube journey started 8 years ago today, actually. Gotta say, it's been a wild ride. What advice would you give to your younger self? Honestly, trust God. Can't get simpler than that. What was the hardest part about making Life's a Breeze? I'm so glad someone asked. The hardest part about running Life's a Breeze had to be giving trust to other people. I'm used to managing everything on my own, but when I finally gave some authority to people I could trust, it did get a little better. Who are some content creators you look up to or haven't collaborated with yet? On YouTube specifically, it's sort of shifted over the years, but my current inspirations, who I also wouldn't mind collaborating with one day, if possible, would have to be Rebecca Parham at Let Me Explain Studios and James from The Odd Ones Out. From the oddball giving me inspiration on different takes of storytelling, to me literally feeling Rebecca on a spiritual level on how similar our paths have been, these 2 are some really good content creators I look up to. Please notice me. What movies or shows are you currently obsessed with? Oh gee, it's so hard to pick. I mean, I can't just pick one. That movie hasn't even came out yet! I know you've had an insane and mentally draining 2022, so I just want to know, how are you doing now? As of the video, it's 2023, but honestly, 2022 wasn't a bad year for me, and I'm gonna answer this question with my automatic response. I am blessed. How was HarmonyCon 2022? Oh boy, HarmonyCon 2022. That's a video in of itself. But without going into details, it was pretty fun. It was my first time going to a convention and the first time meeting my friends in person. We had a good time. And then I got everyone but my boyfriend COVID. What are your career goals in the future? My biggest goal at the moment is producing my original cartoon show, Gamma Girl and Friends. For years, I've worked and developed this show to be something worth showing. If it were to ever get as popular as one of Vizzypop's creations, I'd be one happy camper. Have you ever thought about doing live streams? I've actually considered doing some, but not sure if I have the right equipment or setup to do one. But I'm looking into it since I have a few ideas for live streams, such as art streams or gameplays, or even a live Q&A with Life's a Breeze characters. Who knows what the new year will bring? And with that, we wrap up the personal questions round. On to round 2! Next on our list, we have questions specifically relating to MLP, Life's a Breeze, or my content in general. So let's get straight to... Alright, it seems quite a few of you are wondering about my stance on the new generation. Without going into depth and keeping it short and sweet, I'm not really impressed with the new generation. I mean, I like the concept that they went for. However, the story doesn't seem to be flowing as smooth as any storyline Friendship is Magic did. It's alright, but I don't watch it on the regular.
I also have a theory that Hasbro stole my idea of a vengeful purple alicorn with a blue unicorn befriending the main cast. Also that Misty is the unofficial daughter or descendant of Mythic and Light.
What are your favorite ships in MLP? I mean, isn't it obvious? It's obviously Cheese Pie. What made you start Life's a Breeze in the first place? In 2018, I was producing my hot garbage ripoff of Daughter of Discord called Welcome Princess Lightbreeze. During episode 3, I realized that the story was terrible since it was basically Daughter of Discord, and we all know how that story went. So in an attempt to save my precious babies, I wrote a brand new original story starring my original characters, and thus Life's a Breeze was born. The writing was better, the characters were actually interesting, and there was actual plot to the story that made sense. What did you enjoy most about Life's a Breeze? I think one of my favorite parts had to be the relationship between Light and Mythic. In Welcome Princess Lightbreeze, it was hot garbage and lacked any realism. I mean, two ponies met in childhood and just so happened to both be single all the way to their teenage years without having dating once? I know this is a show about talking horses, but come on, what kind of example are we showing to the kids? The great thing about Life's a Breeze was we actually saw Light and Mythic's relationship grow. They didn't just look at each other and start professing their undying love for one another. They actually developed a friendship first and connection that wasn't romantic. Then, over time, we saw the relationship as friends grow before getting romantic. My goal when writing Light and Mythic's relationship was to show a bit of realism throughout the arc. How far do you think Life's a Breeze will go while you branch out to other contents? I'm not sure. Sure, I've got lots of ideas on how to continue the story, but I don't think it's needed. Besides, a few specials here and there, I can't see it growing any more than it is now. Not unless the algorithm starts acting generous and a large sum of you come out of nowhere. I also wouldn't mind going to another convention with lab material. How come you scrapped the original Lightbreeze audio drama with the Daughter of Discord characters and Bride of Discord and Daughter of Discord continuity? At last, someone has finally asked me this question. Now this is a video I would love to expand on, especially now after so many years. But as for now, one of the main reasons the old series was scrapped in favor of the new was because of originality. Welcome Princess Lightbreeze was just Daughter of Discord, but subbing out different characters. And like I mentioned in a previous answer, my original next-gen characters deserved so much more than a copy of another Screwball and Mothball story. And let me tell you, this is the nice version of my answer. What's your favorite audio drama? And you can't say your own. Bold of you to assume Life's a Breeze is even a favorite of mine. Out of all the audio dramas out there, I think one I'm super into right now is Dancing with the Shadows. Don't let this enticing title fool you. This series is the definition of drama. I'm so invested on this love triangle between Twilight, Discord, and Celestia, and I don't even like any of those ships. But the plot is so good, I gotta know what happens next. Also, I'll be voicing some characters in future episodes, so go give it a watch. Hello, it's me, Mariana, that you gave the poster to. I have a question for your Q&A. What inspired you to make Life's a Breeze? Oh my gosh, I remember you! How are you doing? Hope you're enjoying the poster. I feel like I've answered this question a lot in previous asks within the video, but I guess there's one last thought I can add to the question. I wasn't happy with Welcome Princess Light Breeze. And I didn't want to be known as the girl who made a parody of a popular audio drama at the time of writing it. I wanted to make my own name, so that's what I did. Will King Sombra be able to reconcile with Mythic since what he did to him in the season 2? I really wanted for Sombra to apologize to Mythic for what happened in episode 9. Too late. I've actually had a few of you come up to me asking this question. You'll just have to wait and see. Is Mirror Sombra one day going to come across Evil Sombra? Sure, I guess. Here you go. I have a question. Now that Light is in control of her magic, will Sombra and Celestia have another baby, a son, the first male alicorn? And if yes, I'd like to suggest the name Solistus? Solstice? Yeah, we're gonna go with a no on this one. To put it simply, Light was quite literally their miracle baby. I do have a non-canon AU where Light becomes a big sister to twins Queso and Galaxy Dong. It's a fun little AU to draw from time to time. And besides, that's what grandkids are for. In my last Q&A, a subscriber left a list of 10 plus questions, and now that it's happened a second time, I hope this becomes a habit when we're doing Q&As in the future. Now enough talk, speed round time! Which music do you like the most? My Little Pony from 1986 or My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? Friendship is Magic. Which of the bad pony characters do you get reminded of Maleficent from a Walt Disney film Sleeping Beauty? Chrysalis. Song from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I'm assuming this is referring to my favorite song. At the top of my head, I'll say the Super Duper Party Pony. What do you think of my voice on Nightmare Moon? Never heard of it. Voices you like the most from Twilight and her friends? Rarity. How did you get involved with James and Applejack? George. Do you have a liking to the Friendship Express? I used to have one but don't have it anymore. Never heard of it. Which train from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic do you like? The Friendship Express or Cadence's train? I don't know the name of Cadence's train to tell the truth. Neither. I prefer the Infinity train myself. Thoughts on Twilight's and Cadence's poem rhyme? Poetic cinema. Toy figures from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. This Pinky plush I got from my friend Flutters. Do you have comics from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic like I have? The only comic I need. What do you like and think of the films you make? Could always do a little better. Ever watch My Little Pony Equestria Girls? I watched the first one on to movie night. Unfortunately, I have. Despise them. What Christmas present do you think you'll get? A new mic. Do you like my piano playing of My Little Pony in 1986? Haven't listened. What food do you like best? Mashed potatoes with a side of slow-cooked green beans and ham hock and sauteed mushrooms of cream steak. Which castle do you like the most from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? Twilight's. Do you have a car? Who wants to know? Do you like s'mores? I tried it and it was delicious. I've had s'mores. Not so sure about s'mores. Thoughts on minifigures of the Equestria Girl? Don't care for them. Thoughts on Starlight Glimmer's friends with Trixie Lulumoon? Makes sense. As we start to near the end of the Q&A, we'll be diving into some questions that didn't really fit into the other categories. It's like reading a bunch of wildcards. So, bring in the first wildcard. What do you think of doing Thomas and Friends video? If you don't know what that is, it's a show about talking trains. Thomas isn't exactly my field of expertise, though my good pal George Garza makes incredible Thomas-related content, alongside some other fun-loving friends. He's also my sketch partner and helps edit most of my videos, including this one.
Please, can you please give me some tips on how to do my own MLP fan show on YouTube, please? Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji.
The best advice I could possibly give you is to make sure you're ready for the commitment. This doesn't just go for MLP audio dramas, but for anything in general. Producing a story is hard work and takes time to bring together. Rome wasn't built in a day, and an audio drama wasn't made in one either. Is the guy asking for backup at the end from the audio drama you claimed was cancelled earlier in the video? I'm not sure what you're referring to, though I can rest assured that the audio drama I mentioned that was cancelled is still indeed cancelled. What is this cancelled audio drama you mentioned? Back in my last Q&A, I announced I had a new audio drama in the works about the adventures of my OC, Crystal, and her friends. Unfortunately, some of the characters featured in that story were no longer available to be featured in that story, and I had to scrap the audio drama as a whole. Now, I did have intentions of refurbishing it, but ultimately it will stay cancelled due to complications in writing, character, etc. I might post little standalone shorts, but that's as far as we'll get in terms of that audio drama.
Can I give you a hug?
I've been waiting for this moment my entire life! Are you making more MLP audio dramas? As of right now, aside from Lab Season 2, I don't have any current audio dramas in the works, but I am planning on doing a reading of Over the Moon sometime in the future. It'll just be a reading as opposed to my normal audio dramas as seen with Lab. How's it being an awesome little sister? Stop it right now, not in front of everyone! All I have to say is... I've been lately felt into a little depression and writing small novels and poems in my free time, both in English and in Hungarian. Do you have some advice for me? Like, how can I improve the quality of my works? First and foremost, I really hope you're doing better since the time of writing the question. Secondly, I think it's wonderful you write novels in both English and Hungarian. It takes a smart individual to know 2 languages. I am not that person. The best advice I can give you right now is to take a breath, close your eyes, and just breathe. And as you breathe, just start to count your blessings of things no one bothers to count blessings for. The clothes on your back, the air that we breathe, and the gift of a brand new day. Tomorrow is not promised. That's why the present is a gift. As far as improving the quality of your works, continue practicing. They don't say practice means perfect for nothing. I've done nothing but practice creating better videos, better stories, and just better content altogether as the years have gone by, and I'm still learning to do better. Because that's all you can do, is wake up and do a little better than you did yesterday. And with that, we come to a close on round 2 of Q&As. I always enjoy connecting with you guys by answering your questions. Be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Before I head off, I want to take a moment and thank you all so much for the turnout of Gamma Girl and friends. For those who auditioned, you came through and gave me your best and made it incredibly hard for me to choose my cast for the pilot. I applaud you for fulfilling my wishes. There's still time left to show me what you got, but act fast, time's running out to audition. And if you haven't seen my original cartoon show teaser trailer, click on the link below to check it out now. With that being said, Huh?
You forgot one question.
Oh, let me read it.
Okay, let's just get the elephant out of the room here. No one else is worried about the ending of this episode, right?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I have my videos like I always do. With that being said, I'll see you all
Target acquired.
on the flip side.